Hello and welcome back to the Nasty Metal Productive channel here at YouTube, and welcome to another box set showcase. Of course, it's episode number 10. Now, for of course episode number 10, as you can see by the title, finally figured out where the title is, since I always kept doing this, even though when I posted, the title is on the bottom. But that is just bullshit information for this, because of it's what the title says right over here, as of course is Blackfoot, the original album series, which of course is the only box set under the Blackfoot name. And of course it was released in 2013 to of course Rhino Entertainment. And again, this focuses on the Atco Records period, basically starting with 1979 Strikes up to about 1984's Vertical Smile, pretty much which was the very last album with most of the original members, and still I think pretty much remains as the last studio album with all the, at least with most of the original members in Blackfoot. So with that, without further ado, let's definitely get right into showing the set. So let's go right in. Alright, so here we have the box. So there's the front with, of course, the artworks for all the 5 albums here. Now, of course, the back cover here, which, of course, again, with all the track listings for all the 5 albums in this set here. Again, released in 2013 through, of course, Rhino Entertainment, Warner Brothers, or Warner Music Group. Spine. Of course, no CDs in there because they are all out right here. So, alright, it's time to move on. Here, of course, we have disc number 1, which, of course, is their 3rd full-length album, Strikes. So, we have the front cover here, the back cover, and now, of course, the CD. I already spotlighted this album last year as the album of the week, so I don't really have to say much other than this is definitely a great album for sure. I was going to say a classic, but no, it is definitely a classic album, and that's for sure, and definitely still one of their most popular albums, and that's for sure. So, there we go. Disc number 1, Strikes, released in 1979. Now, of course, we have disc number 2 here, which, of course, is their 4th full-length album, and their 2nd, of course, on the major label Atco Records, which is, of course, Tomcattin'. So we have the front cover here. There's your back cover. And now, of course, the CD. Of course, last week I had spotlighted this as a album of the week, and I already said what I had to say in that video. This is definitely a classic album for sure, definitely one of my absolute favorite Blackfoot albums. So I don't have to say very much here. Again, this album was released in 1980, so there we go. There's disc number 2, Tomcattin'. Now we have disc number 3, which is their 5th full-length album, Marauder, which was released in 1981. So we have the front cover here, the back cover, now, of course, the CD. Since I have yet to spotlight this album as an album of the week, that will definitely be next year when it hits it, when it's at least around its anniversary. This is definitely a great album. Definitely my second favorite Blackfoot album. Definitely behind Tomcatton. This is definitely a good album. I think one of my absolute favorite songs off of here is, of course, the opener, "Good Morning," "Diver Working Man," "Too Hard to Handle," "Dry County," "Fire of a Dragon," of course, "Rattlesnake," Rock and Roller. Those are definitely my favorites off this one. Definitely a little more melodic. Definitely kind of a transitional album to the more commercial side. But it still has that hard, heavy edge, of course, of Tomcatton and Strikes, and of course the first two Blackfoot albums, which I have not yet heard. Even though I know I see a copy of No Reservations quite a bit down in Fresno at was it Freebird Records or Firebird? I think it's called Freebird Records down in Fresno, which is in the downtown Fresno area. Definitely, though they want at least, $25, but the next time I actually walk into there, I'm definitely going to make sure that I have some money with me so I can be able to get that. Anyway, still, this is definitely a great album for sure. So, there's disc number 3, which is Marauder. Now we have disc number 4, which is, again, their 6th studio album, which is Siogo, which, if you don't know what Siogo actually stands for, well, let's just put it this way. It basically has something to do with the word oral. Alright, so here we have the front cover here. The back cover. And now, of course, the CD. Now, I've already kind of talked a little bit about this anyways. When I did the video, the record that turned me away, I actually did mention this as an album that I definitely dig when it comes to the sort of melodic, hard rock, AOR kind of stuff. You know, this album, it's still pretty rock. It still has a pretty good hard rock feel to it. Some of that definitely, it is very panned. This is either one of those albums where people like it or people just hate it. Again, compared to, of course, the previous 5 albums, this is definitely was a bit of a departure. Even though, then, it still has a very good rock and feel to it. And of course, we have the inclusion of Ken Hensley in the band here, which is very cool as well. Of course, of Uriah Heep fame. And he does have some organ feel, which definitely kind of lifts up a little bit of the feel of the album. And of course, due to Al Nally, even though he wanted to make the band sound like Quiet Riot, I say he probably made him sound like the other band that he was producing, which was Axe. But again, since I dig albums such as Offering and Nemesis, I actually dig this album. I actually do kind of prefer this one to Axe's Nemesis. I actually feel this would have been the follow-up. But that, of course, will then change when it comes to the next album. So we'll be moving on again. So here, disc number 4, Siogo. Speaking of the 5th disc here, and of course the album, we have, again, the very last disc, which is Vertical Smiles, which was released in 1984, 85. We'll probably see in the back. So again, here's the front cover. Here's the back cover. I believe it was, 1984, which says right there. So again, our back cover. And now the CD. You know, even with all the positives I said about Siogo, I can't say any of the same for Vertical Smiles. And when I was doing this, before doing this video, I was re-listening to some of the albums. Of course, I had to re-listen to Tomcatton to kind of have a fresh memory when doing my album of the week spotlight on Tomcatton. But again, the albums, of course, that I was re-listening to again was Marauder and Siogo. But this album, nah, I didn't even want to revisit. I pretty much will just say I heard it once. I don't need to listen to it again. So we're just going to leave it at there. Just to kind of save the video from being too long. So there we go. There is all 5 CDs right here for, of course, the original album series for Blackfoot, which was released by Rhino Entertainment in 2013. This is the only box set under Blackfoot. There has not been any other box set or any other CD set for Blackfoot, so this is the only one. If you want to get any of their albums on CD and you don't own any, this is definitely not a bad deal to get. This is not a bad thing to get at all. Actually, this is definitely pretty good. And also, the CDs are definitely remastered, but I don't think they sound too bad at all. They got a very good sound to them. They sound, to me, they sound fine. So with that, again, if you want to get any of their albums, you don't own them on CD, this is definitely a good set. This is still relatively very easy to get a hold of. It's not that expensive to get. You can still probably find this for really good prices. Back in 2015, when I had purchased this, it only cost me, about maybe $15, maybe $10? It wasn't really that much. It was actually, again, very affordable. And again, for all these 5 discs, and some of these are not very easy to get a hold of, especially when it comes to Ciego and, of course, the aforementioned Vertical Smiles. Still, so with that, I hope all enjoyed. This is Every Thrash. I say I'm out, and I'll see you all later. Take care, everyone.